Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. Resume 101, How to Write an Effective Resume, LinkedIn Profile, and Cover Letter. By Stephen Mostyn is a practical guide for job seekers who want application materials that perform well in modern hiring systems. Rather than treating the resume, LinkedIn profile, and cover letter as separate tasks, the book frames them as one connected message about your value, strengths, and results. It focuses on clarity, relevance, and strategy, showing how to present experience in a way that aligns with the roles you want and the language employers use. Readers can expect advice on choosing formats, tailoring content, and highlighting accomplishments without exaggeration. The book also addresses common pain points such as employment gaps, career changes, and limited experience, offering ways to communicate potential and transferable skills. With an emphasis on employer perspective and screening realities, it aims to help you earn more interviews by making your story easy to understand, credible, and targeted. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, building a resume that matches how employers screen candidates. A core theme is designing a resume for real hiring workflows, where recruiters skim quickly and many companies use applicant tracking systems. The book stresses that effectiveness comes from structure and signal, not decoration. That means choosing a clean layout, using section headings that are easy to find, and placing the most relevant information where a reader will see it first. It encourages prioritizing role-related achievements and key skills over long job descriptions. Another major point is keyword alignment. Instead of stuffing buzzwords, the approach is to mirror the language used in job postings and industry norms, so both software filters and human reviewers can connect your experience to their needs. The guidance also typically covers common resume elements such as summaries, skills sections, and employment entries, with an emphasis on consistency and readability. Readers are pushed to remove filler and focus on outcomes, scope, and impact. The goal is a resume that works as a fast, accurate map of your fit for a specific role, increasing the chance you make it past the first pass and into interviews. Secondly, turning duties into measurable accomplishments. The book emphasizes that hiring decisions are driven by evidence of results, not a list of responsibilities. It guides readers to convert everyday tasks into accomplishment statements that show what changed because of their work. This involves identifying goals, actions, and outcomes, then presenting them with concrete details such as scale, speed, quality improvements, savings, or revenue impact when available. The focus is not on inventing numbers, but on extracting credible metrics from what you already know. For example, volumes handled, turnaround time, customer satisfaction indicators, error reduction, or process improvements. It also highlights the value of context, like team size, budget exposure, tools used, and constraints, which helps employers understand the difficulty and relevance of your achievements. Strong verbs, clear cause and effect, and concise bullet structure all contribute to making accomplishments easy to scan. The reader is encouraged to choose achievements that match the target role, so each bullet supports a specific claim about capability. This topic is especially useful for applicants who feel their roles were routine, since the method shows how routine work still creates measurable business value when described accurately. Thirdly, creating a LinkedIn profile that supports your resume strategy. LinkedIn is treated as an extension of your professional narrative rather than a copy-and-paste version of the resume. The book focuses on building a profile that reinforces your positioning, improves discoverability, and gives recruiters additional confidence. Key elements include a headline and about section that are specific to the role direction you want, not just your current job title. The approach encourages the smart use of keywords in natural language so your profile appears in recruiter searches while still reading well to humans. It also highlights consistency across documents, ensuring your titles, dates, and core claims align to avoid confusion. Another emphasis is demonstrating credibility through details, selected accomplishments, projects, skills, and endorsements that match your target roles. Readers are guided to use LinkedIn features effectively, such as featured links or portfolio items when relevant, and to keep descriptions focused on outcomes rather than long narratives. Networking is positioned as a practical job search lever, with a profile that makes it easy for contacts to understand what you do and what you are seeking. The result is a profile that attracts opportunities and strengthens your application when employers cross-check your information online. Fourthly, writing a cover letter that adds value instead of repeating the resume. The book presents the cover letter as a targeted argument for fit, not an autobiography. It typically encourages readers to use the letter to connect specific needs from the job posting to the most relevant evidence from their background. Instead of repeating bullet points, the cover letter should explain why your experience matters to that employer and how you would approach the role. This topic includes guidance on structure, such as a direct opening, a middle section with 2 or 3 aligned examples, and a closing that makes the next step easy. It also emphasizes tone, professional, confident, and specific, avoiding generic claims like hardworking or team player without proof. The reader is encouraged to research the organization and reflect that knowledge through thoughtful alignment, for example, referencing the company mission, product area, or role priorities. Another important angle is brevity and readability, keeping paragraphs tight so the letter is skimmable. When done well, the cover letter becomes a differentiator, especially for competitive roles, career switchers, or candidates with non-traditional paths, because it provides context and intent that a resume alone may not communicate. Lastly, tailoring for different situations such as career changes, gaps, and limited experience. A practical job search guide must address common obstacles, and this book focuses on handling them with positioning rather than apology. For career changers, the emphasis is on transferable skills and comparable achievements, highlighting patterns of problem-solving, leadership, communication, analysis, or customer impact that apply to the new field. It encourages selecting projects, coursework, certifications, or volunteer work that demonstrate commitment and readiness without overstating expertise. For employment gaps, the guidance generally points toward clear, simple framing and an emphasis on what you learned or maintained, such as training, caregiving, or independent work, while keeping the resume focused on strengths. For entry-level candidates, the strategy is to elevate internships, academic projects, part-time work, and extracurricular leadership into accomplishment-based evidence. The book also covers prioritization, helping readers decide what to include and what to remove so the narrative stays coherent. Across these scenarios, tailoring is presented as disciplined alignment, choosing the right version of your story for the job you want. This helps readers reduce rejection caused by misunderstanding and increase interviews by making their intent and fit easier to see. In conclusion, this book is best for job seekers who want a clear, step-by-step way to improve their resume, LinkedIn profile, and cover letter without relying on gimmicks. It can benefit recent graduates, experienced professionals, career changers, and anyone returning to the workforce because it focuses on practical positioning and on communicating results in employer-friendly language. The biggest life benefit is confidence and efficiency. You learn how to turn your experience into a focused message, tailor it to roles that matter, and present it consistently across platforms recruiters experience, consistently across platforms recruiters actively. That often translates into more interviews, better conversations, and a stronger ability to negotiate because you can articulate your value. Compared with similar books that treat documents as templates, this one is worth buying because it emphasizes alignment and strategy across all three assets, helping you avoid mixed signals that cost opportunities. It also focuses on realities like quick screening and keyword-based searches, while still pushing for clarity and credibility. If you want application materials that read cleanly, support each other, and make your fit easy to understand, this is a solid investment. If you would like to support Stephen Mostyn, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.